Well, hello there. This is Craig Hain, and I am the CEO of Triad Math. They call me Dr. Dell, my students do. And this is about a book that we just published called Golden Rule Math for STEM math students. And I'm very excited about it because it is really quite something that I think you'll be very interested in if you have a student that might even be remotely interested in STEM of any kind. And because it's much easier today now with math, which is no longer a barrier, which you're going to learn all about. And so to do that, I want to share the screen with you and show you what we're talking about. You go to goldenrulemath.com, and there are several books now that I've published there that you can read. And there's 3 reasons why every parent and every student should know about what I'm telling you about in these various books. And there's a generic book that is sort of a general one for all sorts of math students called 21st Century Math Students. But then for specifics, we have one for struggling students, another one for successful students that want to remain successful, and then one for STEM students. And that's what this is about, a STEM student. And if you click on that, you'll go to the Golden Rule Math for STEM Students page. And if you go down there, you can buy this on Amazon for $4.99. It says coming soon. Well, it'll be there when you get to this video, or 99 cents. Or you can download a free PDF copy of it, which is what I recommend you do perhaps before you buy one. But if you want the hard copy to make notes in it and to share it with people and show people and so on, then for $4.99, you can go buy that. Now, I want to tell you about what is in the book. That's the point of this video. So I'm bringing up the PDF that you can also download free, Golden Rule Math for STEM math students. And I'm going to move down in it now to the table of contents so we can talk about what is in this book. Now, all of these books that I have, these Golden Rule Math books, has some things in common. And so if you've read any of the other books, you've already read certain things in it. I'm trying to move down a little bit further here. Give me a second. So for example, like moving around here, they all have in them spike pedagogy. This is how you teach math to any level of student, no matter what. And so you've read this already if you read another book. You also have to have teachers and coaches involved. And I have chapters on that in all the other books too. And so that's universal. I have an introduction where I talk about STEM math. And then in chapter 1, I talk about what is STEM math in a nutshell. So I give you a quick overview of it, about 4 pages. And then I talk about how you need to go through, how you get off to a great start, no matter what age your student is, whether they're just getting started or they've been into it. You've got to build a foundation. You got to get ready for college, because if you're going to go into STEM, you're probably going to go to college. And then you've got to do STEM math for pre-calculus for STEM. And that's tiers 3, 4, and 5. I'm sorry, that's tiers 4, 5, and 6. And that's what really makes this quite unique and different. And that's what I wanted to tell you about. Now, another chapter we have, once you go into tier 4, you're going to probably want to acquire what we call the Supercomputer. And you can find out all about that by going to my website and then clicking on a website for that. But chapter 10 is something where I talk about STEM math. I call it the full story. And that's like a 16-page chapter. Now, if you don't know math, it can be intimidating. And so this is all in English. And I've had several people read this that don't really know math, but they've read the chapter and they're like, I really kind of get the idea of what's involved. Because if you are a parent or a student of somebody that wants to study STEM math, then you really need to fully understand just exactly what is involved in learning STEM math. Now, the big news is that it involves a new tool called Wolfram Alpha that was introduced to the world in 2009. And in chapter 10, I tell you all about the background, how that came about and how it came to where it is today. And it's a phenomenal thing. And as a matter of fact, it totally transforms the way you learn math now for science and technology. All of the old manual tools are obsolete. They're very difficult, and it's always impeded students. It's been a great barrier. They're gone now. And now you have this wonderful tool, Wolfram Alpha. That's what I tell you about in chapter 10. And then, of course, you say, well, now, if I want to do that and take advantage of it, what do I do? Well, the answer is then you take advantage of a special offer we have. And if you go back to the goldenrulemath.com website and go down to the bottom of it, we have a special offer. Now, this is probably unbelievable for most people. It was for me until these new technologies came about. I didn't think this could even be done. In fact, if you'd asked me even a year ago, I would have said, this can't be done. No one's done it before, and it's amazing. And what it is, this special offer, is you'll be able to have access to all 6 tiers of training, which is the complete, total post-elementary, all the way through calculus and differential equation, and the things you need prior to that, for your whole family for $9 a month. Now, I don't know how long this special offer is going to last, hopefully for a very long time. And in order to take advantage of that, you start out, you join the Math Crusade. And when you join the Succeed with Math Crusade, it's been around a while, it's $29 a month for your whole family. But if you help us spread the word, you can lower it down to $19 a month. And if you'll give us a testimonial that we can use to share with other people and spread the word further to get exponential growth, to get more and more people doing it, we'll be able to lower your price down to $9 a month. And that can happen as quickly as 3 months into it. And so it's kind of like we're trying to do with math education, first of all, to prevent the proper content, which you've got to have for STEM, the proper pedagogy, which you need to have for good math education. And then we're trying to do that in a cost-effective way, kind of like what Netflix has done for movies and entertainment. And the technology lets us do that today. This was what we're going to tell you about, this math training, is really built on billions and billions of dollars worth of technology that's evolved over the last 2 or 3 decades. And some of it is very, very recent. It's just happened very recently. And that's why we can do what we're doing. It's really quite something. And the point now being, you can join the crusade and get the price down to $9 a month if you help us spread the word. So that was what I wanted to tell you about. I'm very excited about this STEM math book. I think if you have any interest at all in science and engineering, technology or math, STEM, then this is a book you want to read. You'll read it in less than an hour. In fact, if you've read some of the other books, it'll be even less than that, because there's quite a bit of material in here that's common to all of the 4 books, and you'll be able to read them. So this is Craig Hain, Dr. Dale. Oh, I will tell you one other thing. If you go to my personal website, craighain.com, you'll learn just who I am. You might say, well, if you don't know anything about me, go look at my vita. I have a PhD in theoretical math. I've taught math for many, many decades at all levels, and you'll learn all about that. Look at my vita, and I'll tell you my story in it. And I have a video library also, which has a lot of videos in it. It's free. In fact, if you have a student interested in STEM, 3 of my videos in the video library, I'll take a quick look at it here with you. I clicked on it, and hopefully it's going to it now. Video library. There's lots of things in it, but something that you'll definitely want to do if you have someone interested in STEM is you'll want to go down and look at these calculus videos. There's 3 of them: Introduction to Calculus, Introduction to Differential, and Introduction to Integral. In a little over an hour, you can learn the concepts of calculus. Now, then the problem is, well, why has calculus always been so difficult for students? Well, you'll learn all about why that is. And as a matter of fact, when you go to my website, back to the very home page of it, how and why homeschool math can be vastly superior to public school math. If you click on that, this is a book I wrote a couple years ago that really tells you everything that's in these books I'm telling you about now, but it took a lot longer for people to read it because it's very long, involved, and deep, and every chapter has a video and so on. But if you're really interested in STEM, you might want to go and really start watching some of these, particularly chapter 6 on STEM students and that sort of thing. And so you can get that. The other thing you can get from my homepage of craighain.com is we have a link to the Supercomputer website. And once a student is interested in STEM and gets into tier 4, you're going to want to know about the supercomputer. It's a phenomenal thing. It's not very expensive, and it's transformative in what it does. And that's all explained there too. And you're going to want to know that. Well, the bottom line of it is you really need to get going with us. And that is one reason why we have got the special offer where you can come on and join the crusade, and you can try it for a month. And if for any reason you don't like it, then you cancel and we give you your first month back. In other words, it's free, no risk to try it. And so I highly urge you, if you're interested or know anybody that is, tell them about this STEM book. Tell them about, because this is something they can learn in less than an hour, what they really need to know. My how and why book took a lot longer for most people than an hour. And I want to make this time is money. You're short on time. You really want to find out. But what you want to do is you want to give your child an optimal math education for that child. And that can be done today with our 6-tier program, thanks to technologies. We're using many modern technologies that empower this to be done. And you just have to try it to believe it. It's one of these things that Wolfram Alpha, for example, is a tool I use for the STEM tiers 4. I can't believe it. It's an unbelievable tool, what it does. It's just amazing. It's kind of like your smartphone today. Can you believe all the things your smartphone can do? Well, what I'm talking about with math education, particularly now when we get into the STEM math, it's like a smartphone compared to an old-fashioned landline phone. It's just phenomenal what it'll do, and you need to learn about it. And so I know I'm excited and I kind of ramble a little bit, but I want you to just fully appreciate what it is and just go and download the free PDF and read it. If that's all you do. And I'm sure if you do, it'll be life transforming for you and any students you know that is interested in STEM. So this is Craig Hayner, Dr. Dell, and I hope that you give your child an optimal math education. That's what my mission for you will be to do. And I want to help you do it. And onward and upward, and wonderful success for you and your children.